Well, I want to welcome everybody to our 12th Lecturers Roundup, which is hard to believe for Connecticut State Grange. And what an exciting time right after Thanksgiving and heading into the holiday season. And thank you for those of you that have joined us tonight. Um, we've got a lot to talk about, and I want to welcome everybody, but I'm going to give some highlights from the 158th National Grange Convention that just happened in Bettendorf, Iowa, a few weeks ago. I'm going to be talking about a new national focus for Grange. We're hoping Teresa Kinney, who is our new Northeast shipmate, and welcome Vice President Ted. Good to see you. We're hoping Teresa's going to come on. I just want to check if people have submitted for their Reaching Rural Surgical Seniors. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Tom Gwynn's new programs that have been announced. We'll talk about the Connecticut programs that we'll be having. And then if there are any other updates. So that's our agenda. So I thought we'd begin with highlights from the National Convention in Bettendorf. And Bettendorf was just a short 14-hour drive out and back. And this is actually the view from our hotel on Veterans Day. And
Wow,
I
nice.
show this slide for a couple of reasons. One is that this year, one of the four categories in the National Grange virtual photography contest is bridges. And I
Nice.
thought this would be the perfect submission.
Mm.
And this bridge connected Illinois to Iowa. So we were right on the border on the Mississippi River. But the convention was wonderful. So Ted and his fiance were there, and Rob was there, and Jody and his wife were there, and my mom and me. And so a nice small delegation of folks participating there. Of course, Ted and Rob were our delegates, so they were in all the sessions. But one of the new enhancements they offered this year were a lot of seminars, and I mean a lot, like dozens and dozens and dozens. The bad thing was they were not well advertised, and so the audiences for most of them were anywhere between a half dozen and a dozen people, but some really excellent ones. One of the excellent ones was actually taught by Kelly Riley, who's the class one shipmate, who did one on fundraising and grants. And that was, I thought, a really good seminar. We kicked off by, we had a welcoming lunch, and that was on a riverboat. And 210 of us went on the multi-storied riverboat, and we all sat together on one floor and had a lovely buffet lunch. I was able to sit with Ted and Stephanie and my mom, and we had a really good time. We sat right next to Tom Gwynn and his folks at the next table over, and it was just a nice riverboat cruise to kind of kick the week off. The hotel did have a casino, which kept my mother occupied, and she enjoyed that. And of course, she sticks my card into the machine and won a small jackpot, and then proceeded. And so I have to pay the taxes, and then she proceeded to lose all the profits. Um, we had the awards banquet, and a number of folks got awards, including Terry Fazio, who got Cultivator of the Year from the Northeast region, which was well deserved. You remember Todd Gelano got it last year, so it was nice to see two folks in 2 years in a row from Connecticut get that. later on, I'll talk about some of the other contests and stuff. But it was really overall, I thought, a very good convention. Well done. The hospitality rooms were great. The hospitality room was great. And I thought the meals were well done. And I was just really pleased with the thing overall. Ted, did you want to offer any insights from your highlights in Bettendorf?
Well, I agree with you on everything was well run except for housekeeping. Housekeeping was terrible. And if you don't mind walking back and forth, it's great. You get plenty of exercise between meals.
Yeah, the town built a convention center, the town of Bettendorf, on one side of the tracks, and then this casino hotel, the Isle Bettendorf Casino, was on the Mississippi, and they built an above ground walkway connecting the two. So there was no real food offered in the convention center. The meals were all done in the hotel. So it was quite a hike back and forth. And then at the hotel, there was the North Tower, which was closer, and then the South Tower, which was further to walk. But they had a nice exhibit of historical Grange items. They had a number of items that all you had to do was make a donation to the National Grange Foundation, and you could take anything that you wanted for a simple donation. But these were things that had been collected over the years. So very, very, very nice. So I thought it was really a great convention. I'm glad we went. It was my third convention that I have been to. And of course, the 159th is going to be on the cruise ship, leaving out of Miami and going to Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. And there's still quite a bit of differing opinions on this trip, but I'm keeping a positive, open mind, and we'll have 3 days at sea and 3 days on land, so one on each island, and then 4 days at sea, and all our convention stuff will be done while we are at sea. So that should be very interesting. And of course, it will affect some of the opportunities for things we can and can't do being on a cruise ship. I know this is a lot of words, but I actually pulled this out of a speech an article that we wrote for the Grange. The Grange decided to, and our national president, Chris Hamp, announced that we were going to have this national focus on project sustenance. And she said that she wanted the Grange to spotlight our talents and experience to address food insecurity across the United States. And the idea behind it is a lot of people have said when you think of Grange, you think of fraternal organization. And now our state president is here. Hello, Mr. Buck. You think of of fraternal organization, community service, but they announced this initiative. And she said here that, there's no better organization, no organization is better situated than the Grange to better our community. She's calling on each Grange to prioritize food security and nutrition. And so I mentioned some of the seminars. Shipmate Victor Stevens did a seminar on homesteading, and I didn't really understand what that word means. It's really container gardening in their vernacular up in Washington State. And then I did one on ideas of what Granges could do to overcome food insecurity. And there's really a lot of different things that folks can do, but you'll be hearing a lot more about this. Our national president says that they're hoping to partner with other organizations on this initiative. So it was really nice just to hear her say that this was going to be, one of the significant focuses for National Grange. Any questions, or Rob or Ted, do you want to comment on that?
I think
Oh,
you
David
covered
doing a
it
good
pretty
job.
well.
Okay. So that's going to be something you'll be hearing more about. And then I don't know, I haven't seen Teresa join us yet. I know she was going to try to join us. This is us on the paddle wheel ship. And let me see here. She has not joined us. Kelly, I see you're out there. And Kelly's muted, but this is Teresa, and she's our new Northeast shipmate. If she gets on tonight, we talked last night, and she's very excited. And I know she's been trying to meet with all the state leaders to talk about how she can help on membership and leadership opportunities. She'll be up in Massachusetts for the January leadership conference. Very energetic woman. So we're really glad to have her on the shipmates team. And they have decided that the shipmates will now be a 3-year program. So I'll be with them one more year. I'm in class 1 with Kelly and other folks. Teresa is in class 2. And then they will be having a class 3, not next year, but actually the year after. Next year is the year we'll be on the ship. But they haven't decided if they're going to announce the people. They just possibly won't go on the national convention ship. Okay. And then Kelly, you are here, I see. Did you want to say anything, Kelly?
I'm excited about this project sustenance, and that is what brought me to our call today. Dave, I'm excited about the energy and the forum that this group presents for the work that we're trying to accomplish collectively. And I'm excited if we're doing programs that are similar in Rhode Island and similar in Washington and similar in Illinois, and getting excited about what our movement does for America in service. So that's it. That's what brings me here, and that's what I'm excited about.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll be chatting a little bit more about that, but just a lot of great things. I didn't know if you heard me, Kelly. Teresa and I chatted last night, and she's supposed to be here tonight, but she may be having internet challenges. So if she joins us, if not, we can another time. But I know how energetic and enthusiastic she is. And I actually got to know Teresa up at the Big E. We actually met 4 years ago at the Eastern Region State or Eastern Region Conference. And so we've known each other for about 4 years now. So, okay. I'm just showing this slide because I want to make sure, have you all applied for your grants for Reaching Rural Surgical Seniors? I know the funding has not come in from the federal government yet. Joan Smith says that they're hoping it will be in by January. Connecticut was the first state range that earned the $500 stipend, and Riverton and Granby were the first 2 state ranges. She said the checks are probably going to be mailed now. They were supposed to be handed out at the convention in Iowa. There's still an opportunity. They have not used up all the funds yet. And just as a reminder, all you have to do for $100 for your subordinate Grange is conduct a program and just tell Joan how many people were present, 10, 15, 20. Conduct a public program. We did ours at our senior center. Granby did one at their senior center, and Barkhamsted did one at our senior center. And then the other one we did was provide information on Facebook and take a screenshot. That's it. $100 goes to your Grange. Hopefully, Renee, for Riverton, it'll go to the lecturer. Hopefully in Granby, it'll go to the lecturer. But all you have to do is report it. The National Grange has already exceeded their goals of how many people they had to influence under this grant. So Joan was actually asked to go testify on Capitol Hill about raising the goals. So she's just really excited about that. But I would love to see other Granges qualify for this. And again, this is the website. You can go out and get information on this program. So either seniorsurgeryguides.com or seniorsurgicalguides.com. And again, all you got to do is send an email to rrss@grange.org. Tell them which 3 things that you did, and you can get the funding when it becomes available from the federal government. Judy, do you have a question?
No, sorry, I didn't realize wasn't on mute, and I was saying something, Chris.
Nope. All right. So again, other lecturers or other folks, do you have any questions on this? It's a great program. And basically what we're doing is educating people, or when you have loved ones that need surgery, what questions should they be asking? What should you be asking your loved ones? I know with my mom, just, is her house ready if she was able to go back home? You know, does she have stairs? Does she have rugs she can slip on? Does she have her will made out? You know, just simple little things, but sometimes they're tough questions to ask. But when there's actually guides, and when it's printed, it makes it a little bit easier for folks to do that. So again, this program does go on for 2025, and the funding has not been used up yet. So please apply if you're interested, okay? Okay. All right. So Tom Gwynn gave out, and I know this is difficult to read, but I've tried to send this out to folks. But this is Tom's national lecturers programs now for the 2024-2025 year. The first one is the quilt block, and this year the picture is going to be a canning jar, and he wants people to be creative with the contents of what could go in the jar. And he's asking folks to participate. It's only going to be done up through the state level this year, because the national level is on the cruise ship, so they won't have that at national this year. But again, for those that like to participate in this, that's the theme that they have chosen. Unfortunately, and I know our state president loves this program, they are not going to continue the Weather Watchers Challenge. And our state president got second prize this year in that contest. Congratulations, Rob. That was great. But again, it was something that was started under our previous national lecturer, and where folks basically participated and checked on weather and conditions and stuff. There is going to be, and I talked about this earlier, the virtual photo contest. For this last year's contest, there were 280 photos submitted from 23 different states. It is really easy to participate. All of this information is on the National Grange site. For adults, there are 4 categories, and for youth, there are 4 categories. The youth categories are slightly different to tie on with the youth department than the adult department. This year, if you think, oh, you'll never win, I actually won second prize for farm agriculture with my beautiful picture of the mother pig and her baby piglets suckling. And then for the America the Beautiful category this year, I got honorable mention for my military cemetery Christmas wreath Across America photo. So out of 280 photos, I thought that was pretty good. But Tom explained when he says America the Beautiful, this can be really any sites, any scenes, anything patriotic, anything really could fall under that. The agriculture farming is pretty self-explanatory. He said this year he was shocked how many entries he got in the clouds category. That was one of the 4 categories, clouds. And but he said if people want to take pictures of clouds again, they can put it under agriculture farming, America the Beautiful, or wherever they want. Say it with flowers. And then I showed you earlier my bridges picture from Bettendorf, and I told Tom Gwynn, I already have the most perfect picture to submit for that category. For youth, the first 2 are the same, and then their other 2 categories are animals, pets, and water. So again, it's a fun contest to submit to. Rob brought all the prizes back from Bettendorf with him.
Right over here.
Yep.
I will be distributing them.
The garden design contest is going to also continue this year. And again, there's 3 areas: the container garden, the raised bed garden, or the regular outdoor ground space garden. Not this last year, but the year before, Grange actually won first prize in the ground space garden category. And the youth are only going to have 1 category, and they can do any type of garden they want. And what the judges are really looking for, according to Tom, are good photos and a thorough report. So really document from beginning when you till the ground, plant the seeds, water the ground or water the garden, weed the garden, harvest the vegetables. They really are just looking for the start to finish, a thorough report. They're going to continue the design a program contest, and I hate to admit, but for 2 years in a row, I have won that. 2 years ago, or a year ago, our Veteran of the Month won that contest, and this year our Flag Retirement Program won that contest. So it shows people can win. Tom had all the entries in a notebook that he showcased there. So, and there's different, you can do an internal Grange program event for adults, an external Grange program event for adults. That's the category I won in both years. And then a program or event for children. So I encourage you, if you come up with something new and different that you do, send it on in. And then something that Tom seemed quite excited about this year, he's having a new contest this year on creative writing. And there's going to be 3 different areas: poetry, an essay, and a short story. And the poetry really is a focus on the future. The Grange is important today because is really an essay. And then a short story is something that happened either in or at your Grange that you think would tell a good story from the past about your Grange. He's currently saying 500 words, but in person, he said he knows people can't talk in 500 words. So he said that they're looking at raising it to 1,000 words. So this is only for adults. The juniors department has a separate writing program. So the creative writing contest this year is just for the adults. So any questions on his programs?
No, but
Dawn?
can you send me this? Because I've been on, I do the quilt block on our site, and everybody's been asking, but they still have last year's listed. So could you send me this?
Yep.
Thank you.
I'll be glad to, Dawn. And again, something he talked about, and Dawn, I'm not a quilter, but he said, make sure they're 12.5-inch unfinished squares, which makes sense to you. And that's how you make a finished 12 by 12. And he said that he wished Entrance would send 2 blocks per person. So
I can put that on the site.
Yeah. But he said, like, on the canning jar, you might fill it with baseballs, you might fill it with marbles, you might fill it with worms, you might fill it with jelly bellies, or, he said, be creative and different. And so I thought that was really, really good. So any other questions on his contest? And then we're going to get to mine. Okay. So for this year, Terry Fazio and I have chatted. She's going to load all mine on our state website. But again, for lecturers, we encourage all lecturers at every meeting to have a program up to 30 minutes in length, and if it's a Zoom, at least 10 minutes in length, and try to include music, information, inspiration, humor, and quizzes. I know when I was at Winchester Grange, they had a great bingo that I had never seen before, and I've actually stolen that idea and used it twice now, Debbie, where you fill in the bingo card with different words and stuff depending on what the holiday is. So I thought that was really cute. I'm going to, again, continue to encourage everybody to on the ritual programs. This is really the complete program, but do one program, or 5 minutes, but just focus. At our Grange, we do the next one, which is focus on the heirloom program. So at every Grange meeting, we do the reading. All the readings are available, and so we're in the year C, and we'll be going into year D for the readings this year. And what we do at our Grange is whoever has that part of the ritual program, they read it, they give their feedback, and then we ask if others want to comment on it, because we have a whole bandwidth of members, from very new members to people that have been there for 70 years. So we're going to encourage people to do the heirloom program. The complete program I mentioned, I'm raising the prizes this year because I think this is a really good one. And I talked to Tom about using one of his topics. The Grange is important today because. So I'm encouraging folks to do that. And then Terry had asked that we do both 2025 and 2026. So the 2026 program is going to be the Grange of the future. And so that's the complete program. And again, I hope to share these when we get them in. And we're going to continue honoring our elders. So folks that do things, whether through convalescent homes, nursing homes, rest homes, helping out there. I know some of our Granges really like to do that. We're going to continue the word from home, and that's where we either write to service members. And again, if you don't want to go to that website, I can give you addresses of people stationed in Germany where our son is stationed. And then I'm going to continue this year to initiate a new program like the Veteran of the Month. Our Grange started a youth outreach program a few years ago to bring young people into the Grange, but really find out what your Grange needs and initiate a new program around it. Under Project Sustenance, we just initiated, while our town has a community food bank, and we have down at our town hall a community pantry box up in Riverton. Some people don't drive, don't want to go 3, 4, 5 miles to the pantry or the community food bank. And so we've started at our Grange Hall a new food pantry box. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We try to check it every day to make sure it has items in it. But we have folks that really have challenges, not only in Barkhamsted, but in Colebrook and Heartland, that come down into Riverton. So we're doing that as a new program under Project Sustenance. we're going to have our photo contest, and I took Tom's categories this year. We're going to continue to have both the adult and the youth categories, and I've raised the prize amounts a little bit this year. I've been really pleased with the participation, and I know our state vice president is really pushing to get us doing more stuff with our 1+ categories. I'm hoping that if they'll participate in our contest, they're going to participate also in the national contest to show how active Connecticut State Grange can be at the national level. So all that said, we're going to again have 2 levels of appreciation, and Debbie was just saying she hasn't seen hers yet. So we're going to check and see, because she, through Mountain Laurel Pomona, received the Lecturers Appreciation Award. Renee, I know you, and Sue, you got yours, right? Sue Pianca? Good, very good. So at the Appreciation Award, you're going to get your certificate and then a token of recognition. And again, do a suitable program at every meeting. Cooperate with your other Grange committees, such as family activities. Submit your reports in a timely fashion. And again, as some of you know, I am not a stickler on timely. If you get your reports in, that is great. I know one of our lecturers is in Florida part of the time, and she's very good about getting reports to me. And then I'm asking that folks this year participate in at least one of these roundtables. So you've all already made one of the requirements to get that our lecturers, the Lecturers Appreciation Award. For the honor award, again, do all the things for the appreciation award, but then do at least 3 additional projects or contests that we just went over: the heirloom program, the photo, the complete, the elders, the soldiers program, or initiate a new program, and attend at least 2 of these. So if you all attend at least 1 more and do all that, you'll get the higher level award. And this year you got the nice engraved tote bags, right, Renee?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And from that we had ordered from National Grange, and it was full of fun little stuff, including that hand-carved wooden bowl that was in the bag, as well as the certificate. So that's what we're going to have. I have sent this both to Todd and Terry for the Blue Book and the website. So are there any questions on any of that? I know I'm throwing a lot of material at you. And again, we will make this a recording, and I can also get a copy of the slides. I know, Dawn, you want one, but I can get it out to anybody that wants the slides. Okay.
The only thing I noticed a couple of pages back was just simply an error in printing.
Oh, where?
Under the complete program.
Yep.
Says the program must be sent to you by September 30th.
That's a good year. What good eyes, Irene. I am proud of you. I've got to find a reward for you for finding that. Yes, so that would be 2025. So very good. I will correct that. Wow, I'm impressed here. I'm the I was the English teacher, and I'm a prized, I thought, proofreader. So all right, good eyes. Okay, so now I want to just hear from any of you, challenges, successes, things going on, questions about what's going on. We have our state president, our state vice president. We have Kelly Riley from Rhode Island, who is a professional fundraiser, Rhode Island State Grange. She is one of the 2 shipmates assigned to the Northeast region. She's from my class. So other things that you might want to ask anybody. This is your chance.
I do have a question.
Please go ahead, Irene.
Okay. I do the write-up for the Granger. And there are times when I'm really not sure of either my spelling or my
Grammar.
rest of the grammar, yes. And so sometimes it is a challenge for me. And I'm wondering if there's do you have any suggestions on what I can look for help?
So what type of help, Irene, specifically would you like? You said you have a challenge with grammar?
More or less, if I have an idea, sometimes I have a hard time expressing what I want that idea to be.
Right. I would be glad to help you. And as you all know, I have lots of bandwidth and nothing I do all day. So don't laugh, Renee. So I'd be glad to help you. And as Kelly and I think Rob and Ted know, I love to write anyways. And Ted's always, can I say this, Ted? You're accusing me of taking your space in the Granger.
Can't get any space because of you.
But anyways, but Irene, I would be glad, and you know my email, text, and phone number. So
Well, Sherry helps me as much as she can.
yeah,
But
yeah.
sometimes I
So
just
you just let me know, because you know we want all our Granges to shine as best we can. So okay.
Irene, do you use the computer?
I usually do it up in Word in order to send it, through an email.
Because if you use the Chat GPT, it will correct your grammar for you. If you just put in like the idea you're thinking, and then submit it, it will help you do the grammar.
Oh, I know it helps with the spelling.
Yeah, it does all of that. So
Yes, Judy's become a great writer.
Judy, that's an app though, correct?
no,
Yes.
you can just go to Chat GPT and it will do it right there for you.
So you can get that as a website, not just an app?
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
All right, I will show her that then.
And check the box that you don't want to register, you don't want to go to it. There's a box like it's in small print at the bottom. Is that correct, Judy?
If you just I'm not sure because I have an account.
Oh, okay.
But it's
I
free.
think, yeah,
So
I think there's
chat-
a thing you check. So just Dawn, when you're on there, just look when you're showing your mom.
So Chat GPT,
Yep.
GPT.com, or is it
Yep.
.net.com?
.com.
Let me
All right,
let me just so
that's good. I can find that and I can
Yep.
mark it for her.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you all very much.
No, we're glad to. We're all, as I said from my very first one of these, we're all in this together. So, okay. Yes. Any other questions?
I got one.
What's
How
that?
do we get, if I want music involved in my program,
Uh-huh.
how do I get music across? Because I'm on Zoom.
So, for Zoom programs, you don't necessarily have to have music. We actually experimented prior to the start of this one. I had made a compilation of Roundup music, and they could not hear it. So there's something that I was not doing right. But Nancy, for doing a Zoom meeting, really, you can do a quiz. You don't have to have all those things. It said those were suggested items. Okay.
Okay.
So, and I'm glad you made it tonight. So, and again, we will let Terry know that you're not getting State Grange emails, because we decided instead of me emailing people, she would do it through the Connecticut State Grange email. And send it out. So we want to make sure everybody is aware of what's going on. So we'll make sure that you're not forgotten. I'm so glad you text me.
And Glastonbury is now with us.
Okay.
Glastonbury Grange.
Yep.
Is, I don't know how many came, and some of them some of Glastonbury people took a demit because of elderly people, or I don't know. But I have to reach out to those and get them to participate with us now that they're just joined.
Got it. Well, thank you. If you need any help, please, you see our state president, state vice president, you have me. We're all here to help as best we can. So please let us know. Dawn, I saw your hand up.
Yeah, if you have a family activities person, they can reach out to me. I have a very old, from Betty Jane Gardner through the National, of family activity songs. And they're made to songs like Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So they're very, very, everyone usually knows the rhythms. And then you just pass out copies of the verses. And they're pretty fun. And so you can use that. You don't have to have music per se, but you can do sing-alongs. So anyone, let me know what you'd like. And I've sent them out in the past for people to use. But that's a way to get music is you don't necessarily have to have the music, but you can do sing-alongs.
Oh, that's neat.
Yep.
I like that.
Excellent.
And I'm also on Zoom with the Florida Grange down here. They're on I'm on the east side of Florida. They're on the west side of Florida.
Very good. Oh, that's great. If you ever want us to visit virtually, send us the link.
Okay.
All right. So
Yes.
since we'll all be in Florida next year for National Convention, I'm going to actually be driving down to Miami. So
Oh my gosh, that's below us.
yep, that's where we're sailing out of on the Carnival cruise ship. So
Oh wow.
You're
yep.
brave, Dave. That's like 1,600 miles.
Yeah.
That's a little beyond my limit.
3
takes-
days.
I really didn't think that going to Iowa, which was a little over 1,000 miles. And by the way, I was going to mention to Ted, I was nervous because 3 times on the road trip, they would not let you pay cash for tolls, and there was no electronic way. And when I went on the website, like for Illinois Tollway, it wouldn't let me pay. So I finally got electronic bill, and they actually billed my credit card through the rental car company.
Yeah, they know how to find you.
Boy, they do. So
Yeah.
so here, Ted, I was so I told Ted and Stephanie I was so nervous about this. I think there was like a $20, not fine, but a fee for a
Yeah.
$3.50 toll.
Right.
Yeah,
It's in your agreements when you get the rentals. You have to be careful because they say, do you want us to pay? And you can say yes to that. And that omits any of those other fees. So it behooves you when you rent a car to ask that. It's usually there somewhere in all their writing.
Right. Well, the thing they tried to get me to do was charge me $27 a day to pay all my tolls. And I had the car for 2 weeks and I only needed the tolls for like 4 days. And I just thought it wasn't worth it. So that's why I didn't.
That was the right way to do it. You did the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
best thing I ever did was to get the Easy Pass. It was a little chore signing up, but I got it through New York Easy Pass system, and oh my God, it has made life so much better.
I got mine through Massachusetts. The same thing. I can go through most states with that.
I've never had a problem with any state. I mean, I've heard that there's some that don't take this one or that one, but everything I've been through, it's accepted, and I just get in the left lane and go whizzing on through.
Yep.
And just to tell all these Connecticut folks, I know we have Rhode Island here, but all these in Florida, but all these Connecticut folks, every state has tolls except for us.
Yeah.
And it seems like, and I mean, and they are expensive tolls, like $23. And I mean,
$25, Dave.
yes, so it was a lot.
Yeah,
So
$25 for Ohio.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was actually really surprised, and but they for the most part let you do cash. And then also of interest to me was the price of gas. It was all over the board.
Oh yeah, I noticed. Yeah.
It's based on state sales tax or something, but the prices were all over the place. So, but anyways, well, let's keep moving here. Let's see here. I wanted to announce our future Roundup dates, and these were dates. And again, Terry was double checking. I didn't want to conflict with state or national or anything, but the March one, the National Grange had a really good focus on dementia. And I know many families here in Connecticut have loved ones that are facing this topic somehow. And what the session I took in Bettendorf was on a home, and it's actually for loved ones. And you go visit this home and you get to experience 2 of the 4 senses of people that have dementia. And you can do a tour virtually. And I was hoping to try to line something up on this topic. And then Tim Sweeney from my home Grange wanted to do a topic focused on veterans, because we've done a lot partnering with veterans, and they have been joining our Grange, and it's just been a great collaboration. And so I thought that was another really good topic that we could bring on a speaker for. And then again, I want to focus on Grange in Action. This year, 5 Granges in Connecticut got Grange in Action. And if one more gets it next year, we will be a state Grange in Action. So we're getting also awful close for you, President Rob, to be a state Grange in Action. The screen actually had it wrong. Granby Grange was not listed, but they did get Golden Grange in Action this year. And but for some reason, it was right on the screen. It was wrong in the book. That's what Loretta told me. And then the final program for next year, I wanted to do a focus on diabetes awareness. This is something that lecturer Renee and I are very interested in. I know a lot of families are facing diabetes in one way or another. And I thought under Project Sustenance, it's another good topic to have. So I was hoping to bring some topical focus too. And again, if you want to invite folks from your Grange when we're doing them, if you know somebody that's interested in this, I know in my home Grange of Riverton on the 20th, we're having 6 new members brought in. So we're really excited about that. We're going to be obligating them at that meeting at 7 o'clock on the 20th. And one is a former American Legion National Committeeman who now lives in Connecticut, and his wife used to be a member of Goshen Grange. I knew her, never knew she had belonged to Goshen Grange, and I have tried for over 3 years to get them to join Grange. Like many of you on this call, even though you're not part of Riverton Grange, I copy you on what we're up to just so you know. And they finally said, okay, we'll come, we like it, we're going to join. So I was really pleased with that. And we have a flagpole committee because our Grange does not have a flagpole. So he says he's going to help us on our getting a flagpole, we hope, for our Grange. So, and his wife's the former president of the American Legion Auxiliary for Connecticut. So anyways, we're excited about bringing new folks into our Grange, and they're coming to us, either through veterans programs. One is through the dementia topic. So it's a way to reach out and to bring other people in. So I hope these dates are good. So these are the dates, unless Terry tells me differently that it's conflicting with something. Yes, Rob.
No, I'm just sneezing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thank
Your
you
box
for
lights
asking.
up. The boxes light up in green. I thought that
I
meant
know.
somebody you talked. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. Anything else anybody wants to share tonight? I was sharing prior to the start of this call, with Thanksgiving, Rob came and participated in the speech contest at National. I participated. I was saying my to Thanksgiving story. And this week I actually went and cleaned the gravestone of my great grandmother, who was the person that died on Franksgiving and was buried on Thanksgiving in 1940. And it's possibly Renee and Pat and others going to be a new project cleaning gravestones. We've been asked to, this lichen that grows on stones. If you take a nylon brush and hot water, you can get that off. And I talked to the cemetery stone lady in Winsted, and she said, do not put any chemicals on stones. And so anyways, a little elbow grease. So I've done 3 stones so far, but it's nice when you can read the stones and remember these people. And of course, the woman, my great grandmother, was the charter secretary for my home Grange. So, and Rob, I think it was before you got here, I was sharing the person that is supposed to be installing the Grange plot plaque. His wife is having a baby. The town will no longer install it, but he is going to install it. So he will find time between his wife having a baby and they built an addition on their house to have some more space for their growing family. But he's promised that he's going to get it done. So they still have the plaque at our town hall. So it's ready to go when the stone is ready. So I told him I was going to give you an update and let you know that it's not forgotten and that it will happen.
It would be
Okay,
nice to have maybe a few people from the Grange there.
Yes.
If
yes.
I have enough advance notice, I would try to be there.
Yeah, we'll try to do it around something, and hopefully not around, because we've had snow. We had a dusting today, and we had a couple inches the other day. So
yeah, I know. I saw the pictures.
Yeah. So anyway,
You can keep.
well, I appreciate everybody joining us tonight. I know a lot of information, but I wanted to share this with all of you. I know we're beginning December tomorrow, which is hard to believe, and but just lots of great things that we can be sharing with our Granges. And I think many of us that were at the national session were energized by the session, and we want to just bring that energy back and help our community and Pomona Granges however we can. So if you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask any of us. And Dawn, I know you're working hard on family activities, which is great. And so everybody keep up the good work and have a wonderful holiday season.